up in the sky. The stars aligned. And two girls were born.
Super sister signs.
The bestest friends.
Super
Until the end.
sister.
Cancer and Capricorn.
Super sister signs.
Welcome back to Super Sister Signs, a best friends podcast where we talk life, love, and a little bit of astrology. I am your no-nonsense Capricorn co-host, Juanita.
And I am your cozy, compassionate Cancer co-host, Brooke. We've got a short episode for you today. We have to fire through this episode because we had some technical difficulties, some technical experiments that I was sort of playing around with.
We're being efficient today.
So we're being efficient. So we're going to jump right into
Ketchup and cardboard, ketchup and cardboard.
We're catching up and we're pulling our cards. Bonk. We're going to start with a reflection of last week.
Yeah, so, well, you have the deck next to you.
I
so
sure do.
What was your lesson, your prediction, the vision for you?
Mm-hmm.
That was...
Last week we pulled a card that I can't remember. It was you guys can look it up. You guys can listen to the episode and tell me what card it was. It was essentially like I asked the deck, like, I'm feeling very unfocused and tired, and like, what can I do to go into the next week to feel less exhausted and frazzled? And the deck was basically like, or we interpreted the deck to be like, you kind of have to choose, like you have to choose what you're going to focus on, and like not necessarily for the whole week. Like, you can change your mind, but, like, take it one item at a time, one experience at a time.
Slow down so that you can understand what's important in the moment.
Exactly right. And we were going into a very busy period of our very close friends were getting married. We talked about that wedding in last...
The wedding I did not go to.
You did not go. But I went, and it was... like very magical, very like a very positive experience overall. And I think what helped me stay really present, because we like helped them do a lot of setup for the wedding. Like we came down a day early, and then like the whole day of the wedding, we're literally doing like manual labor to like put the wedding together.
Of course.
I got to organize the snack display. I got to cut a bunch of flowers. It was lovely. So instead of, I think, like letting myself get freaked out by like everything that was coming down the pipeline, I was just like, one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. How do I make this vase of flowers beautiful? How do I make this dessert display gorgeous? With my friend Alexis and my friend Grant in mind. It was really lovely.
Good. Good job.
Thank you. So you drew... What was yours?
I drew the Three of Cups. And I was just kind of like, what does my week have in store? And that card was about friendship, sisterhood, communing with the girlies. And actually this morning, I got my nails done with my girlfriend from work.
Show the class. They're beautiful.
And I have matching toes to match my claws.
Beautiful. Brown sparkly claws.
Her dog just died. So I said, and we had gotten her nails done right before she took a trip to Japan with her now fiance, because we knew she was going to get engaged imminently. So we're like, let's go get our nails done. Mm-hmm. So she still had that manicure on. And so we're like, we gotta go. And also I want to treat you because you're sad about your dead dog.
Yeah.
So that was really nice, and we did a mani-pedi, so we had a lot of time to just, like, gab and talk shit about our coworkers.
That's so... God, there is nothing better.
Because it's hard to do at work. You can do it, and we will do it.
Yeah.
But also, she is in a leadership position,
oh.
so she's very professional, so she won't say a lot of things at work.
No.
So to have her out of a work environment, a treat...
What a delight, just spilling the tea left and right.
That's so that was really nice. While you and Joe were in Arizona, the wives came over. We had a little Shabbat, and that was really nice. I would say that those were my moments of sisterhood, and it was just really, really nice.
Thank you, Tarot.
Also, right after that, the day of the wedding, I spent entirely by myself. I was like, okay, all of my friends are out of town. I guess I have to romanticize my life. So I was my own friend.
That's sweet.
And I did my yoga class.
Amazing.
I took myself to a gluten-free bakery for lunch.
Yum.
I read my book.
Delightful. What
In
book?
The Barbarian Nurseries
Okay.
by Hector Tobar.
Okay.
In the book, one of the characters got a massage, so I said, I should get a massage.
Oh,
So I did. I got a 90-minute massage. Thai-Swedish combo.
oh
Delightful.
my God.
And then you know what I did?
What?
I went to the Americana. That's right, a mall in Glendale. And I took myself to the Cheesecake Factory. And I bought myself dinner and a martini. And then I took myself to the movies.
Oh.
And I saw a horror movie by myself. But when I selected my seat, I chose the only solo seat in the midst of a lot of people. I said, you will sit by me. I'm going to force you to sit by me.
I love that.
And we're all going to gasp and goop
And
together.
Was it Hokum?
It was Hokum.
That's so fun.
That was my day.
That sounds awesome.
Being my own friend.
I think more people need to do that. Even when they're in relationships. Maybe especially when they're in relationships.
I agree. What's your question for the deck?
I think, okay, the last few days, so we've been traveling a lot. I'm home. I'm home for a couple weeks. And then I'm technically home, but I'm cat sitting. So I'm like getting ready for kind of another like frazzled time. And I want to ask the deck, how can I continue to be present and mindful in my own life? Not get overwhelmed by all the things on my calendar. I think that's a fair question for her.
I have a similar question.
Okay. Copycat. Upside down judgment. Judgment reversed.
Oh, wow.
What is it? 20? I don't know. It's part of the major arcana.
Judgment, reverse.
There's a sigil. There's a little sigil on it that I don't recognize, but I know the book will tell me. Pluto is the sigil I didn't recognize. Judgment. Pluto is the planet of the underworld associated with death, resurrection, and more specifically, transformation. It is connected to card number 20, Judgment. Although it is the second to last card of the major arcana, I believe it represents the conclusion of the journey from the Fool to the world. Because the Fool is the first. Oh, very nice. In the Judgment card, we find our true vocation, our mission in the world, and our voice. In order for this to happen, we must overcome deaths, rebirths, and transformative processes. The same ones that govern Pluto, the Lord of Transformation that goes through the depths. More specifically here, Pluto suggests we abandon old schemes and all that no longer belongs to us so that we can reach healing and rebirth. There's nothing specifically about the reversed, but I mean, Joe and I are working on a huge like IKEA office project this weekend where we're like literally transforming our space massively, and I'm like really looking forward to doing that and going through that process. I think it's going to be really helpful for like my whole entire life and brain, and it's like it's our office space, so it's like where we work and where we make money, and it's going to be like so much more functional for all of my various hobbies and job making opportunities.
Okay, my question is also kind of at overwhelm. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed by big picture life things. Kind of like a little bit of a self-doubt moment. Just overwhelmed with things I need to do to get what I want in my life.
God, I can hear it in your voice. I'm stressed.
It's a lot. I was feeling kind of anxious about it yesterday. I'm just kind of feeling like general stress. So, deck, talk to me about just this coming week. What do I need to focus on just this week to help myself?
Yeah.
Queen of Swords. Upright. She's this beautiful blonde woman with gold wings.
Oh my
and a red
God.
outfit. She looks nice.
She looks really nice.
She looks like a friend. Water of air. Interesting. So Queen of Swords mixes the element of water of all queens with the element of air, which belongs to the sword suit.
Okay.
She is able to shape ideas through empathy, listening, and compassion. She is often associated with the butterfly, her wings, a symbol of transmutation. The Queen of Swords is able to transform emotions into lucid thought, through which she observes reality, which is ironic, sharp, direct, sincere, free. She observes reality, which is ironic, sharp, direct, sincere, free. She is an expression of wisdom, a person who has made a long journey to get here. She knows how to analyze situations from various points of view and choose those that adhere most to reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like her sword, she can cut, but can also discern and preserve what is truly essential.
Wow. Yeah, just
I-
take it slow. Be real with yourself.
Yeah, I think she's like, be compassionate with yourself and maybe utilize different points of view to ascertain what is true
Yes.
and not anxiety. And what is
Yeah.
now, what is
Yeah.
present.
I
Okay,
really like
thanks,
that.
Queen.
There was a little bit of transformation in there too, which is very fitting because tomorrow is a new moon in Taurus.
The new moon in Taurus.
And it's giving potency. It's giving real, like Channy said, new moons in Taurus are great because usually a new moon in Taurus, anything you start in a new moon in Taurus is resourced enough to like be successful and see it to the finish line. So it's like really good for like starting a new project or just like planting seeds for the future.
Great.
How fun.
Okay, we'll see what I have to report next week.
Please do. Please report back.
Let's move on.
Okay.
It's time for Capricorn and Cancer moment of the week.
My Cancer moment was actually from a little bit ago, but we didn't record, so it's a week as far as I'm concerned. It happened during the wedding. There was a person at this wedding who I've not liked for a long time for a variety of reasons. This person I've also known like for a very long time. And
You haven't liked them as long as you've known them.
correct. For, again, variety of reasons. And I have one friend in our friend group who also has been like, I don't like this person. And we both have kind of been like, oh, that other person's a Cancer, by the way. We're both Cancers. And we're like, I don't like this person.
Two Cancers not liking this person.
Yes. Which should be
And
a
their
red
sign
flag.
is?
I have no idea. I don't care. I actually do care. I want to know what it is. And this person, they've not been around in my life the whole time I've lived in LA. I don't have to deal with them. I don't really think about them. This is not someone I'm holding like an active hatred towards, but it just like in the back of my mind is like, I don't like this person. I don't trust this person. I've had nothing but negative experiences with them. We're going to this wedding. I know I'm going to see them there. And part of me is like, I wonder if they'll be nice now. Like, I wonder if something has changed and they'll be different. And we get there, and so I wanted to see how this person interacted with my friends. And I was like getting some feedback. So like the whole wedding was beautiful. It was amazing. It was like, there were like a handful of people there who was like, no, I don't really like these people. But that's true anytime you're in a room of like 100 people or whatever. Anyway, this one person, I, again, just like didn't really interact with, but like I started hearing throughout the weekend from like people that they were having like rude experiences with this person. And then we were leaving. We were like driving home, and we stopped to get breakfast with this other Cancer friend who doesn't like this person. And like we were just sitting eating breakfast, kind of talking about like the people and like, you know, kind of shit talking, doing coworker shit talk basically. But the coworkers were all the people we worked at this wedding with this weekend. And I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna say it. I've never liked so-and-so, and like they kind of proved themselves this weekend. And then like the table erupted, and like my other Cancer friend was like, yeah, they suck. And like we were just both like, yeah, they're terrible. And then like the whole table was like, we didn't realize like that you guys had this grudge, but like, yeah, they were kind of awful. And it was just like, my little crab claws were like so grateful to have had this like decades long grudge be like affirmed and validated. Like I was like, this grudge I've been holding against this person is true and real. And it was exhilarating.
You were Rafiki the baboon holding up baby Simba to all of Pride Rock. You were a crab holding up your grudge to the entire desert animal ecosystem.
And they were going,
and they were like,
a circle.
They rose up on their hind legs.
Circle of hate. And And it was
trumpeted and cheered for you.
Did you know that I played Rafiki when I did a 7th grade day camp production of The Lion King?
I did not.
I
know
was
that.
the oldest kid in the camp, and I played Rafiki.
Well, because Rafiki.
That's as close as I ever got.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, Rafiki is wise.
Extremely.
Who did you want to play? Anyone else?
No, that was just the role I was given. And I think because they were like, she can play an old monkey.
Your type is old monkey.
My type is old monkey. So that was my Cancer moment of the week. Very gratifying.
Nice.
To have that grudge resurface and be true.
Nice.
And I had planned to tell that story, and I forgot that the friend who has held this dislike against this person for many years is also a Cancer.
Yeah, that's very nice. That's very fun.
Astrology's not real. Astrology's fake.
Said a man once.
Not. Psych.
Psych.
All right.
My Capricorn moment has to do with this last Tuesday. I went to my first ever speed dating event because I feel extremely dedicated to never going back to dating apps. And I've decided that I want to put myself out there again.
I love it.
So I've been to 2 singles events. This was my first speed dating event, though. The first one was like a pitch your friend type event where people pitch their friends on a PowerPoint. I was not pitched.
You just were.
I just went.
Yeah.
Because I found out about it that morning and I was like, oh, great. I have the night off. Let me go do that. So this was the speed dating, and the way that they had it set up, I really appreciated because it was so efficient. This could also be my Virgo rising, where they had all these tables set up and a lot of people actually. But the way that they had it organized was that you had prearranged dates that they set up for you. But you had to have like pre-registered, like a very like rudimentary profile. And by that, I mean like upload a picture of yourself.
Got it.
In association with your email and your name. And once the event started, you would see on your phone a picture of your first date, the table, and the round. So then you would go to that table, sit down, have 5 minutes to speak to that person, and then they'd ring the bell, and then you would either X or heart that person, and then click the next button, and then you'd see your next date. So you just like move on. So I really liked how it was structured, like a lot. And then there was kind of an intermission, and I was naturally I gravitated towards a couple women at the very top when there was kind of a mingling half hour. And I will say that people were a lot braver in this singles event than in the pitch your friend event. Could be the age was significantly higher for this one. So it was like 31 to 45-year-olds.
Okay. Yeah.
But like men were just approaching us and like talking to us.
Incredible.
So there's this one guy who like kind of was checking in with the 3 of us women throughout. And during the intermission, I spoke to him because he knew it was my first one. He's like, how's it going? And I was like, I really love the structure. And also because on the table numbers, they had icebreaker questions that
so
you could like talk about.
And don't waste your time trying to think of something to ask.
So I was like, I love the little questions that they have. And like for the first round, I was just be like, okay, what do we have here? And I would like ask the question. And he was like, oh, like, do the guys really need that? It was like kind of like he was kind of sneering at the idea that like a person might need that to like start the conversation. Yeah. Where I was just kind of using as like, oh, this fun tool that we've been given, let's kind of use it. Yeah. And I guess he was kind of like looking down at the idea that you would have to use that, like instead of just like being able to have a conversation.
Am I supposed to grow to like this man?
And then I was just like, oh, I kind of like played it off like it wasn't me. And then for the second half, after that conversation, I did take a step back and just kind of see where the men took it. Mm-hmm. And that was also interesting. So I had 2 very like different halves, I think.
Fun. Yeah.
But it just didn't occur to me that was like bad or weird because I loved the structure of it so much. Yes. And I loved how efficient it all was. And I loved how low stakes it was. Yeah. Because you could like pop out a couple like, and I thought that they were interesting. Like, and I didn't even know where some of my answers were going to take me. Like I had a date where I looked at the thing and I was like, okay, if you could speak any language, what would it be? And I just like was like, oh, how about Korean? Because I love every single thing I've ever watched in Korean. And if I could understand it, it would just like enhance my enjoyment of all this media.
And you would probably never even think of that otherwise. But you had a cute little icebreaker question to say.
And then I could talk about how I love Korean films.
Yeah. And that's so nice. Well, how else would that wouldn't come up? Probably.
No.
I don't like this man, and I don't think it was bad or weird that they had icebreaker questions and that you liked it. I think you were actually just like fully being present and like enjoying the event as it was. Also, as someone who like
I didn't like see it as a crutch. I thought it was like a fun tool.
Yes.
I said, yay, a tool.
It sounds like a really well planned event.
Yeah, it really was. And then there was time to like speak to who you didn't get matched up with everyone. So you had access to then the guest list where you could see pictures of everyone who was there and you could speak to people that you might not have been set up with. And then you could like send likes. And then at the very end, they would send emails to matches. I mean, like, this is the email address of your match. Take it from here.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I don't like that guy.
And that's fine. We will like never see him again.
Thank God.
Don't worry.
I'm so glad he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. But that was my moment.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
And very Capricorn of you.
Or Virgo.
Or Virgo. We'll never know.
Or both.
Or both.
Should we move on?
Close your eyes. I'm screaming because, as you know, I have like kind of a newfound squishmallow hobby.
Mm.
And
I've seen this in the chat.
Oh, well.
The Kroger?
Please
the
open your
Kroger
eyes.
creature?
Yeah. You've seen him.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the Kroger creature.
This is Upton.
Toss to me.
I really didn't want to hit any of the phones or the mic, so I overshot and I hit the moon poster.
Oh, he's so sensorial.
He's sensorial. He's got a fuzzy belly. He's got like scritchly little patches that are sparkly. He's got like, he's some kind of like special squishmallow because he's got like a patch on his butt. That's
well,
like,
he's a Kroger special.
Well, and he's a Kroger exclusive. Don't you forget it. I got him at the Fry's, which is where I love to go on Gilbert and Ocotillo in Chandler, Arizona. They've got the best stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about Upton?
Upton. Read all about it. Okay. Squish date. He was born August 27th, 2025.
Oh.
Leo.
Yeah. Wait. August 27th. No, he's a
Virgo.
which makes perfect sense for the description I'm about to read.
Upton is the host with the most interesting guests, the most fabulous decorations, and the most delicious desserts, etc. Shopping for these most excellent extravaganzas might sometimes be the most, but that's why he plans ahead with the most detailed grocery lists ever. He's your son.
He's my son. I read him and I was like,
well,
he's coming home with
I
me.
have to.
Come on.
He's soft and kind.
He's soft and kind. And I just squished him all the way home. He came on the plane with me.
Oh, he's soft.
He's really soft. I've been getting more squish because they are really nice like little bolsters when I'm like lounging around the house or when I'm sleeping. I can like stuff them under my joints and then they
That's
just like
really
are so
nice.
supportive and nice.
Wow.
I think Lucille told me that there's like because I'm so not online, so I rely on my friends to be like, this is what's happening on the web. And a lot of people who are like hypermobile, like me, have been like Squishmallows make great pillows, and because you can get them in all different sizes too, and they're just like the right like bounce back and the right squish that they're like supportive without being like making you stiff. And
Yeah,
so
it's really
cool.
nice. Well, I like him.
So that's why I'm screaming because I really like Upton. He's so cute.
Look at him.
Look at him. All right. What about you?
I went to go feed cats this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and the door was unlocked. And I thought,
No.
well, this is interesting because
Was that my fault?
the wives love to lock their door, and out of respect for them, I lock it, even though I hate locking doors.
Yeah.
I didn't lock your door, sorry.
That's okay.
It was unlocked for me when I came the first day, so I said,
Great.
keep it that way.
I guess we forgot to lock the door.
When the when the wives came, when Lucille came, she locked the door.
Thank you, Lucille.
I had to unlock it. But I could because I had a key.
We had meant to lock it when we left. So
well, you didn't,
and that's okay. And nothing bad happened. And thank God.
And what would happen?
Unless we did lock it, and then our landlord broke into our house secretly and left it unlocked.
I don't think that would happen. No. So the door wasn't locked, and I really just thought, oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice though. And so I'm there kind of like doing my little cat duties, and then I hear a faint knock on the door, and I go, also, this is like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I open the door, and there's just a man. There's a man who seems to be a repairman.
Mm-hmm.
And he says in some broken English that he's there to fix something, which luckily I had context for.
Good.
Because we know that there was a hole in this apartment releasing skunk smell.
Yes. And so he was there to deal with this.
He was there. So I guess he had already been there, had unlocked the door, and was going back for a supply.
Uh-huh.
And in that time, I had gone into the apartment.
Scary. For everyone.
So I guess it was an almost screaming. It wasn't quite a screaming because I did have the context.
Yeah.
And it was just like very fine.
But imagine if you didn't, you might be like, this guy's trying to kill me.
Right.
Or it's just like.
It was just insane timing.
That's crazy timing.
So I did my duties, and then I was just grateful I knew why he was there.
Me too.
As if I hadn't known, I would be like, hello?
Hello, sir?
I might have disturbed the people who live there to be like, is this fine? I know it's fine. It has to be fine.
Yeah. It's fine.
Anyway, that was my almost screaming.
That's a good almost scream. It scared me.
There was a man suddenly.
There was a man. And I thought the man might be coming, so I was like, I really think I locked the door. But I wasn't sure because I actually forgot to give Ouija her meds when I went yesterday. And so then I had to go back.
You went back.
And then I was like, did I forget to lock up? Like, because the second trip was so quick. But I was like, no, I think I locked the knob. Anyway.
And I locked it when I left.
Good.
He finished. He left.
The door
I finished.
was locked.
I left. I locked. So don't worry.
Don't worry, Lucille. The door's locked.
It's locked. I have like a really quick question that I want to ponder since we talked about like things last week.
Yeah, please. And you said you had one locked and loaded.
Yeah, because I have kind of gone back into the dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily over my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so my question is, when is the appropriate time to start dating again?
Mm-hmm.
And is it unkind to potential partners to potentially be entering into any sort of relationship when perhaps you're not 100% moved on?
I think that's a great question. I think that has a two-part answer.
Okay.
Because it is kind of a two-part question.
Yeah.
It's how soon is too soon, and is it unkind? And I'm going to say, I think my answer to the how soon is too soon is like so personal. Like if you are feeling pressured to like go out and start dating, I think it's too soon. Like if you have like an actual impetus to be like, I want to go out, I want to meet people, I want to talk to them, I want to enjoy people's company, I want to meet strangers, because that's what dating is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put myself out there, even a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like a string of that screaming, put on a cute dress and go outside, then like it's not too soon. It's never too soon. I think it's truly just like a listen to your heart situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the answer to the second part is like communication. Like I don't think it's unkind to like go on dates with people if you're like fresh out of a relationship, you're not sure that you want to jump, like even if you're like, I think I want to be single for a while because I'm just like not over this person, or like I need to process my feelings, I need to, reconnect with myself, whatever. If you're going on casual dates with people, you don't even really need to inform them of that. I think like if it comes up, it comes up, but it's like you don't really owe that person anything, and it's not unkind to be like, hey, we're hanging out. Like, it's not unkind to go to these speed dating events. I'm thinking also, like, specifically the context in which you've been getting back into the dating scene. Like, I don't think you're, like, you're not hurting anyone's feelings. You're not even in a position to, really. I think if you started dating a person, like, and there was some kind of, like, lack of communicate, maybe you weren't being, like, totally upfront about, like, the place you were at, and you were, like, going on multiple dates and, like, talking all the time, and it, like, and you were if it gets to the point where you're, like, harboring a secret and you're like, I am not ready to take the next step, or, like, I'm not ready to be in a, like, more committed partnership, and I'm, like, leading this person on, that's unkind. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there are so many steps between, like, meeting someone for a drink and that, where you have the opportunity to be like, listen, this is what's going on with my heart. I might not be fully available for you right now. And I don't think that inherently is unkind. I think it would be unkind to, like, know that and ignore it.
Yeah.
But I think, like, just talking to people about those feelings, like, is part of dating and is part of growing. And, like,
I do fear it's a little bit of a red flag. Because if I heard that someone was just, like, a month-ish out of a relationship, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. I mean, especially if you were dating that person, you were like, I want this to be serious.
Right.
And they were like, well.
Because I ultimately want something serious, too.
Yeah. And so how are you feeling in terms of, like, I want something serious, but I'm just coming out of this relationship? Like, do you feel like it is more like a person-by-person thing? Like, you would...
I guess. I mean, I've never been one to force it with someone who just is convenient and available.
No.
So I can trust myself there.
Yeah.
And what I do feel is that I was really back and forth when I went through my withdrawal period after the breakup, because when you break up with someone, you are addicted to them and you go through withdrawal and it's hell, and all you want to do is speak to them and you can't. You have to go to rehab.
Horrible.
So I was forcing myself to be in brain rehab.
You're in rehab.
And it was very difficult, especially after talking to certain people who kind of made me doubt whether or not I had made the right choice. Like, should I reach out? Is there forgiveness? If I was so sure that he was my person, wouldn't I work through this?
Yeah. But no.
But those are my questions to myself.
Of course.
And because I was so uncertain about what to do and if I was to reach out, when it would be, I took that uncertainty to mean that I just needed more time. That I just wasn't in a place to make a decision, and I needed to be further removed to have clarity to know what to do. So I just waited.
Brilliant.
And I waited to a point where an opportunity kind of presented itself, where I had an opportunity to go on a date with someone that I had met in real life. And I did that. And it kind of made me excited to keep meeting people, which is why I have continued to put myself out there in certain ways. So I think the conclusion I've unfortunately come to was just that my ex-boyfriend was not my husband.
He wasn't.
Which is sad.
Yeah. And you can grieve that. And I think
right. And I'm just still a little bit sad about that.
Of course.
But I know that it's not us. So, which is why I'm letting myself meet people. So that's where I am.
I think that's such like I mean, that's a hard place to be, but also like, yeah, you've like made that realization, and so you're like, I am going to move forward and I am going to move on. And even if it's a red flag to someone else, it's like, for you, like, I think if you were to explain that to someone, like literally everything you just said, if you were to explain that to someone that you were dating and you wanted to continue to date seriously and you were like, here's where I'm at. I feel like unless they're a doo-doo head and we don't want them around anyway, I feel like your husband would hear that and be like, that makes sense. And they might be willing to like stand with you during like kind of Because I think you're going to be in that grieving process for a long time. If not the rest of your life, there's going to be like little moments where you think of that relationship and it's a little punch in the gut. But I think if your husband were to hear you, he would go, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a person who's having an experience on the planet Earth.
Yeah. And I would hope that that understanding that would also communicate that I'm not secretly wishing that I was back with that person.
Right.
Which I think there's a lot of that with people just out of relationships where they would just like to be back in that other one.
Yes. But like what you just said is very like, you've clearly given it thought. It's final. It doesn't feel like there's a quiet longing or like a regret or like a like you've worked through some of the like, did I do the wrong thing? Like, and you're not dating from that place anymore.
Yeah.
You're gonna be so kind to all the men you date. Not gonna be unkind.
Well, unless they deserve
unless
cruelty.
doo-doo heads. Yeah. Which they will.
They will.
Some of them will.
Well, that's that. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, of course.
That's it. We gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta get your footage on my computer now.
Bye, Star Babies.